remember, it's the State Department that makes it all look like we're on board with this stuff, but we all know that we're not. But make no mistake, the level of desperation that they are facing right now, I don't know what level of grief they're experiencing or what level of cope that they're going through, but this apparently is an ad from AIPAC. So if, as far as I can see, this is just another level of cope on their part, trying to still sell the Zio state to all of us.
It's the start of a new day. And thanks to Israeli innovation, our journey will be made easier. I'll show you the sky. Our connections clearer. No looking down.
Why do I get the feeling that some of these people that have been put in this commercial were not aware that that was what they were going to be featured in? And they're like, holy shit, I don't want to be a part of this. You know, the whole waiver thing.
Our food more plentiful and nourishing. Open your eyes. Our oceans cleaner. Far from the ground.
Could we just?
I can't believe that they're doing a travel and leisure advertisement for ZioHell right now. Like, this isn't an AIPAC ad. This is an ad for Israel tourism.
Can we also be very clear that there is no greater destructor of the environment on the planet right now than ZioHell? There is no one who has done more destruction. I believe it's the equivalent of how many atomic bombs?
It's like, well, it's like on Gaza alone, it's like the equivalent of 4 Hiroshimas.
If you ask me, that's probably done more damage to the environment than anything else going right now, despite what may be going on here in the States, despite obviously what's going on in India, despite even what's going on in China. I would imagine that despite the 3 most populous countries, although I believe we're 4th, point being is that
sorry, this is really funny.
Tel Aviv, pardon our time. That's good, Sable.
Sable. It's funny shit.
Let's finish it up.
All right.
No looking down. Our communities safer.
Very safe.
Oh, that's great. Yo, that's where I want to go.
Our loved ones healthier.
Do they have healthcare?
We can take it one step at a time. We can take it one step till we get it right.
Let me tell you something. I could go make Aliyah right now just to get the health care.
I mean, that definitely looks like Tel Aviv right there, doesn't it, Jen?
With the Statue of Liberty. It's so ridiculous.
Is this commercial for Israel?
Well, it is. It's for Israel, but yet they're still spewing this shit that they're an American pack.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they're not exactly ones that like to follow the law.
From morning to night, whatever the challenge, Israel is America's partner for a better future.
Yeah.
Hello.
You can't make this shit up. That's ridiculous. That's just so ridiculous. But yeah, it really felt like a tourist ad, like to get tourism, come here. And I got to tell you, the healthcare looked appealing to me because we don't get that here.
No, definitely
so,
not.
To me, that's the only reason it would have ever made sense for people to go somewhere is you're going to go get healthcare there. All right. Well, that makes sense.
Well, I often wondered because we pay Israel to have all those fine things like healthcare. So it really is confusing when you get right down to it. If we can afford to give 8 million people universal healthcare and they don't have to do anything in return, I'd like to think that in the States, we could absolutely have health. But again, this is the
we know we can.
This is the whole thing about austerity, which doesn't actually work. It never works. It's not supposed to work. It's supposed to keep you in fear so that you don't actually rebel against this tyrannical government. That's the whole point. That's why you don't have nice things. That's why they rebel in countries like France, because in France, they have the basics like education and healthcare.
Yes.
We don't.
Yeah, they actually have concern of the collective. Also, can we talk about the part of that ad where it might as well have said, "Come to Israel. We'll monitor your every move when you're here." Like that was not a selling point. So it's like the healthcare good, the monitoring everywhere I go, not good, although it's not like that's not happening here too. So,
well, the technology was something, cybersecurity was something that they really focused on in a very hyper way in that
yeah,
house.
it's so interesting how that is like a complete not a selling point to me, right? Like I want to go to the place where they're still using flip phones. That's where I want to go. I want to go get my old brick that I used to have in my car with my phone brick.
Norm Finkelstein still uses a flip phone.
I was the last of anybody that I knew that was still using a flip phone, and I was for the longest time. And then I had to but really what it was is the camera. That's the thing about my phone is that now that is the camera. Once the phone became the camera, it needed to be a better phone.
Well, that's ultimately what I think sold a lot of people on the need to advance their technology and have basically a mini computer or a tracking device, if you will, on you at all times. Because in the end, a nice camera phone in addition to, well, now we're going to follow your every move.
Oh,
what you say.
And let's be real. The electronic leash is what this is. A phone is an electronic leash. And I honestly, I wonder if I probably would have a phone by now, but I only started carrying a cell phone when I had kids. I only started carrying a cell phone when Reese was in daycare because I was working. And otherwise I never was into the phone. I had it just because of that. So I don't know. Like if I didn't have kids, I'd probably have a phone by now. I don't know. Or I would just be living in the woods already,
Someone's going to have to get a hold of you somehow. If it's Morse code,
send me like I need an owl. I need an owl like they use in Harry Potter to deliver my messages.
I am still proud to say that I've never seen a single Harry Potter movie, and that has nothing to do with J.K. Rowling. It just has to do with I'm just not. It just wasn't my thing.
You don't go to movies, also.
I do go to movies. They have to be a good movie, but yes, I do go. In fact, I like the movie-going experience. I think that Mission Impossible movies are the best example of movies to see on the big screen. That's just me.
Meh.
So you say.
I saw a good movie last week. I saw Rental Family, which is a Brendan Fraser movie, and it takes place in Tokyo. And it's a small movie made into, I think, it's Japanese film company, Japanese everything. And it was a really sweet movie. I really liked it very much. So I highly recommend Rental Family. It's a sweet movie. It's like, it's the right amount of, feeling. It's the right amount of feeling. It's not too maudlin, not too, but I liked it.
Je ne sais quoi. Well, I want to bring up the point that I think is very important here. If you think that it's bad in terms of what the Israel lobby is trying to do in terms of trying to sell the Zio state, now think about what it means to basically be ordained Israeli ambassadors, because that was the whole point of pulling all of those pastors into Tel Aviv and creating this network, if you will, of Christian Zio pastors to basically go back to their flock and sheep herd them back into their flock where they belong, supporting the state of Israel. Now, I mentioned on Saturday Mike Evans, who appears to be the Huckabee acolyte that has been organizing these get-togethers overseas. I have never seen anybody drop to their knees faster and slurp the Zio state like this guy. This is very tough to take, but let me tell you, this without question shows the level of desperation that the Zio state is facing right now. It's hard to watch, but take solace in the fact that they would not be doing this unless we were breaking through to the general population.
I'm so thankful to all of you that have been here, but there's somebody that I never get to be with in an event like this, my beloved wife, Carolyn. So I want you to stand, Carolyn. Carolyn is totally selfless. And when I married her, I said, I have to be honest. There's another woman in my life. She said, what? I said, Israel.
Ugh. Okay. You had to put this. I really do not like to focus on the physical. I really do not like to focus on the physical. But this woman, to me, I really feel like she looks like either, I don't want to say piggy because it's kind of mean about piggies. You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of those
Quiet,
characters.
Piggy.
Yeah. No, she reminds me of those things from The Fifth Element that were working for Gary Oldman.
Oh my God. Really?
Yes, that's what I think of when I see her. I think of those things. That's how disgusting she is to me.
You get the stones. Not 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, she's a willing participant in his ridiculous nonsense genocide psychotic shit. She's a willing participant.
First
She's
of all,
evil.
when the flying F comes up with I have another woman in my life, it's Israel. Like, at what level of desperation are you at to appease your sugar daddy? You can't suck them harder. They're going to scream.
I was going to say, really what he needs to do is just get on his knees and
perform it in front of everybody. Do it to Netanyahu in front of everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Just go ahead. Go suckle on his nuts. You might as well.
I love her so much. I have to be with her a lot. She said, honey, I will let you do that. But if she ever calls me on the phone, you are dead. We are going to train 100,000 Christian ambassadors to be ambassadors in their own country for the state of Israel, to defend Israel's brand and to combat anti-Semitism. Now, the beautiful part about this is we're partnering with Blackboard. Blackboard is the largest platform in the world, serving Harvard, Yale, all the major universities. The vice president of Blackboard is here. It's a $2.3 billion company. Would you stand, please?
It's a $2.3 billion, a really great company, makes a lot of money. I mean, honestly, it's as if he went to Trump University and just said, it's a really great company. This is supposed to be pious people. These are supposed to be people of the cloth that are supposed to separate church from state.
Nothing oozes sanctimony better than when your genociders get together with your top capitalists and have like a cross-pollination. Nothing sexier than that. I'm going to vomit. Really, I'm going to vomit.
So it starts with 1,000 pastors coming to Tel Aviv. And now the next incarnation is that each one of you pastors has to come up with, if I'm doing the math correctly, 1,000 times 1,000 is 100,000. So each one of you pastors is basically responsible for getting an additional 1,000 people to basically become Israel ambassadors. That's your responsibility.
Yes, this is Zio Amway. That's what this is.
That's one hell of a pyramid scheme. How much you think they're getting?
The biggest.
How much you think they're totally the biggest? What do you think they're getting paid to do this?
Well, it isn't necessarily that they're getting paid to do this. It's how much donations are going to be made to their congregations or their tax-free slush funds so that they could buy a corporate jet and all aspire to be like Joel Osteen.
They're not going to kiss the wall. They're going to hump the wall. That's what's going to happen next.
Oh, yeah.
Would you give them a hand? Using adaptive learning technology. So we'll train these wonderful Christian evangelicals.
By the way, who want the Jews dead?
What I am doing for the state of Israel. Secondly, we're creating FOSI, an online academy to train tens of millions of evangelicals.
You need to forward this to Casey and make sure she has seen this.
First of all, tens of millions of evangelicals. I don't know that there are tens of millions of evangelicals. There are tens of millions of evangelicals, but tens of millions of evangelicals that love the state of Israel.
They're working on it. That's the thing. They have to promote from within. They're not going to be able to get new people. That's the thing. They're not going to get new people. So they have to make sure that every Christian evangelical on the planet gets on board with Israel.
And for
if they're
those, and
not.
I'm noticing, I'm just glancing at the chat ever so briefly. Guys, if you don't know who Mike Evans is, he's been an evangelical pastor on Long Island, I believe, for about 50 years. And he has a reputation of being known as the soul snatcher of Long Island when it comes to converting Jews to evangelical Christianity. Apparently,
Interesting.
that's his gift. That's his skill set.
Well, he's trying to save us.
Oh, yes, from burning in hell for all eternity, right? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm not burning in hell. I'm going to be ruling. There's an office with my name on the door, bitch.
Oh, everybody be nice to Jen, or you might be under her thumb.
I'm just saying, that's what I say when
The
people say
power
burn
of
in
the
hell.
evangelical muscle is enormous. It represents almost 1 billion people. But no one ever harnessed it. And we're doing that here. We're creating the first evangelical think tank, the first evangelical research institute, so the state of Israel will know who they are and how they can contribute to the state of Israel. We're, of course, a social network campus and much more. So that's exciting for us. The second thing I want to announce is in our Friends of Zion Museum, we are going to build the Donald Trump exhibition.
Oh, how fun. They're building a Trump exhibition. Back on his first point, did you see how he had that they're going to have an evangelical learning center? Isn't that an oxymoron?
Yeah, but think about this. How much
if you want, like, even by definition, evangelicals aren't about learning anything.
You know what I want to know? I mean, this is when you consider the scope of how wide they're trying to stretch this thing into basically 100,000 acolytes. I mean, this is an operation that is in the billion with a B. This is billions of dollars is what this is. And what I want to know is who in the fuck is paying for it? Good.
This. I've sensed that. I've sensed that around me for sure. Yes. I will tell you, I have noticed an increase in, we've seen it on the campaign trail down here, small fellowship congregations that are renting spaces in strip malls or wherever they are. And they literally are people coming together for prayer and service and whatever. And that to me is something where I have been noticing more young people in that, which good. Right? Like, at least that's some local stuff. It's not like funding this kind of crap.
No, and therein lies the big issue here, which is why Israel is the uniting issue of our time. We must deal with this or it will deal with us. So you have to decide. They're not fucking around. Like, there's a reason why we're heading for a police state. They don't know what else to do with us. Our own government is turning against its citizens. That's the stage we're entering. And these guys are gleefully going along with it because they've got a big fat paycheck coming with it. And Lord knows, with somebody who's been a bullshit artist for almost 2 generations, Mike Evans cannot get these words out of his mouth fast enough if it pays him well enough, which we all know it's doing. So.
I just wanted to point out the lunacy of saying evangelical learning center in a phrase.
No president in American history has done more for the state of Israel than Donald Trump.
LBJ.
The media center is indeed a gift to Israel. You can use it, Ambassador Friedman. You can use it for any event you want for the foreign ministry, etc., because we are doing this all for Israel. It's all about Israel. He who defines the terms controls the debate. And we've allowed in the past the enemies of Israel to define the terms.
Yeah.
But not anymore. The 21st century wars are first media wars. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. And anybody that doesn't understand that they're media wars is delusional. I talked to a Joint Chief of Staff and I said to him, help me understand. How do wars begin and end? He whispered in my ear and said, you don't have a recorder on? I said, no. He said, the media decides when they start. The media decides when they end. Most people don't understand the power of the media.
Okay, psycho. I think we do. Oh, I think we understand the power of the media.
I'm not convinced that he's selling himself that well in that room. He's not a very good salesman, if you ask
No,
me.
he's horrible. He's horrible. They would give him the boot, but they can't.
Well, the way that the two Satanyahu Milikowskis are staring at him, they're like, "Can't we do better than this? I mean, is this the best we've got?"
Yeah, it is.
Fortunately, when it comes to the evangelicals, this is the top dude. What do you want us to do about it?
So they're giving an award to Trump, or they're naming the center after Trump.
It really, you should name everything after me.
Well,
I made
after
a really.
this, we're going to show that little video of the new award for Trump.
Now, slow down. Now, we don't want to ruin it for everybody.
Okay.
Let's finish it.
Marvelous opportunities of a lifetime are right now. Shimon Peres was our first chairman. And people ask me why. Shimon Peres, wasn't he to the left and you're to the right? I said, let me tell you something. I love that man. I love that man because I knew his mind and his heart. But we evangelicals are not to the right. We're not to the left. We're for the bird. The bird is Israel. We're for all of it. We're for all of it. And we're the ones that got President Trump elected, and we'll do it again. And now you
do it again. Do it again.
This guy has lost his mind. This guy has just look at him. He's like deranged.
I'm trying to, he's like a mortician.
Well, and the dye job on his hair is really skunky, but
yeah.
I mean,
no, he's got a full head of gray hair, and the fact that he dyed it black.
Well, but you could see the whole. Yeah, it's not good. Look.
Yeah,
he's ridiculous.
Or he's giving off a slowly decaying Gomez Adams look. He's
maybe
determine which one.
It's not good.
You have an evangelical vice president,
not a selling point.
Secretary of State. You have evangelical advisors. One of them has just flown in here from the White House with the president. That's on our team. This is an astonishing day.
She's so gross.
All of them, the way that the entire panel is looking, they're just like, man, we're really.
Nobody is like, here's the thing. These are all psychopathic, disgusting people. And so I don't know, are they ever in a good vibe? They don't have good vibes. I mean, I could almost feel the toxicity of that room through the camera.
Oh, I'm just looking forward to all of them being lined up in The Hague, because that's where they're all going to go if we have justice in this world.
I don't know. We have not seen it yet. We haven't seen it for W and his administration. We haven't seen it in a lot of cases. So I'm not holding out hope for that.
Well, I don't think the country's ever been united before the way that it is right now. I would say that the country
in its rage.
Well, you know what the problem is, and this also gets back to what a failure Obama ended up being. I think he had a real opportunity in the early stages, especially because of the landslide that he won in 2008, where there could have been justice done, and I think the country would have been ready for it at that time. But he decided to be just as bad, if not worse, in a number of respects.
Right. So what does that tell you?
Well, in some ways, I say thank you to Obama for exposing the duopoly for what it is, because there were so many people, especially in 2008, that were convinced that if we just put the blue team back in power, that everything will be okay again. And the difference between Obama and Clinton is that Obama was actually selling a progressive agenda. Clinton never sold a progressive agenda. Let's be clear about that. And so the fact of the matter is, he sold it. It didn't work. And the propaganda machine went into overdrive. There were a lot of people who thought Trump was going to run in 2012, and it didn't happen. And then ultimately in 2016, the country was ready to just say, fuck it. But they were ready to say, fuck it with Bernie Sanders, and the Democratic Party decided to fuck this country 9 ways to Sunday forever in a day.
And that's because the Democratic Party is a controlled opposition fiction that still serves capital. And capital was best served as to between Bernie and Trump by Trump. And so the Democrats, as a tool of capital, were just as content with Trump as they would have been. They don't really care.